way to say you're an arsehole without saying you're an arsehole. Or just driving a BMW. I don't know, is that a controversial opinion? I don't know. It's clearly a cry for attention. It's not about you. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I'm Yvette and I moved to the UK 2.5 years ago, into my 3rd year, almost 3 actually. So for today's video, I thought it'd be fun to do a Reddit video because I've been doing a few of those to get through January because to be honest, not a lot happening in January. But I thought this would be super fun. So it is, what screams I'm an arsehole without saying it? So tell me you're an arsehole without telling me you're an arsehole. And it's only UK specific for the record. So this is off Ask UK, is it? Yes, Ask UK. Which I think is helpful for one, it's fun. 2, it's also good if you're traveling here to know, oh, they're actually unhappy with me, you know, like they're not actually saying good job. So number 1 way to say you're an arsehole without saying you're an arsehole is telling the NHS Council, HMRC, DWP, don't know what that one is, staff that you're paying their wages. Not helpful. It's just a bit of a power trip. I would think that person has issues. They're not necessarily wrong, but it's not right, you know? Someone replied with, possibly the same people who justify littering as it creates jobs for people. Same people that like trash hotel rooms and they're like, it's for the cleaners. Like the cleaners are just gonna be more stressed trying to get through all their work. Oh, there's a broken window fallacy, which is essentially, if people weren't littering, the people who would otherwise have jobs cleaning up the litter would instead have jobs doing something genuinely bettering society rather than just maintaining the status quo of cleanliness. Very interesting. I work in a call centre for an insurance company and I get this all the time. My response is, well, I only make 11 grand a year, so you could start paying me more, that'd be great. I usually get a lot of spluttering in a different direction of attack. I feel bad. Why do people like take it out on like service people? Like everyone's trying to get through the day. We're all just trying to make it in this world. People are so entitled. I think that might be my like pet peeve in people is entitlement. This applies to police as well. A recent conversation I had the other day, you're a public servant, therefore I, a member of the public, demand a lift home and you need to oblige because I pay your wages. Okay, this is so much like, a lot of it comes into like feminism of like, you know, buying someone a drink and then feeling entitled because you spend, like it's not, people have free will. What does this mean? We're not all commodities that be bought. You'd think public sector workers would be tax exempt. Technically they pay their own wages. Very true. Think car, think loud exhaust, think pop bang. I don't get, oh, is that just like, oh, okay, I know what they're saying. They're like, where you put like the loud exhaust thing on a car is like, I'm an arsehole, agreed. Or just driving a BMW. Why are BMW drivers like that? I'm so sorry if you're a BMW driver, but like your people, talk to them. Rough drivers. Every single time I see someone doing something dumb in London, I'm like, it's a BMW, isn't it? Yep, never wrong. Parents that think schools are responsible for their child's behaviour. I watched a really interesting documentary the other day by Channel 4. And it was about private school versus public school, like independent versus comprehensive, all that kind of stuff. And the principal from the public school was saying how they try their best, but at the end of the day, they're only seeing the kids for like 6-7 hours, whereas they're with the parents so much more. So if your child is not in a good home situation, like not getting support emotionally, physically, etc., there's only so much the school can do, and like they can't really fulfill the child's psychological needs. And I think a lot of the times parents just think school is like it's like now their job to do most of the work and they can sit back, which is not the case. I say this all with the audacity of having no children, so we'll see. Peddling stereotypes about teachers being lazy and going home at 3 and having too many holidays. I have no idea why I immediately thought of this. I'm not a teacher, but all the possible answers, this is the one that came to me first. Teachers are underrated, I think. I do think they get a lot of holidays and that sounds great, but I do know the work doesn't end at 3, obviously. They have other things to do than teach. Like there's obviously planning, working, marking, etc. over and above. They do more unpaid hours than being an anti-vaxxer. Woo! Love, can't wait to see the comments on this. But I do think, okay, how to not start World War III. I work in the medical field. I have, you know, qualifications in medical topics. And my husband is a pharmacologist with a degree in immunology and microbiology. So like, I know I'm not just like a Facebook warrior. I know how vaccines work. I do think the point of a vaccine is like for society to get immunity and prevent transmission and prevent sickness and prevent the healthcare system from being overwhelmed. Vaccines is total. I'm not talking about COVID, just in general. So to then have the attitude of like, I'm not getting the vaccine because I don't like the side effects or the risks is inherently a selfish decision, unless of course you're allergic or something severe, but like I'm just talking your run-of-the-mill person. Because it's literally it's doing your bit, you know, you're taking one for the team for the greater good of society. So like, it is what it is. I'm sorry, these are facts. Say what you will, and then if you don't believe in science, like I can't have a conversation with you because we're operating in different realms, you know? But if you're someone who like genuinely is just like, I'm not getting it because blah, because I don't get the flu, and you're like, oh, that's literally it's not about you. Literally, that's all I've wanted to scream this whole pandemic is it's not about you. Soz for the controversial take. Don't care. Go off in the comments. I don't care. The more you yell at me in the comments about how vaccines cause autism and that COVID doesn't really stop transmission, even though it does because you can't read scientific data, the more my engagement goes up, so I don't mind. Crack off. All the real ones out there know what I'm saying. The more you scream at me, the more it helps me. People who drove four-wheel drives with not a speck of dirt on them, they hate the Chelsea tractor mob. I do think like if you have a Range Rover and you live in Hampstead, like what are you doing? But like, it's your choice, I guess. Up to you. Using indicators on my car is optional. I know where I'm going and all that matters, as a quote, which is like clear. I think almost every single one of these is like just going to come back to me screaming, it's not about you. It's not about you. The best thing my dad ever said to me when he was teaching me to drive was just be predictable. Just be predictable, and like it'll work out 9 times out of 10 because I'll know where you're going to be. It's like when you're being unpredictable and they're being unpredictable, car accident. Ending a statement with the words end of, which is a bit annoying. It's just like, don't argue with me. I get it. Or fact, which is my minute to white. Fact from The Office. People attacking Marcus Rashford. I don't know. Well, I guess I'm not a football head, so this isn't going to be about me, but like, he seems to be doing something nice. So who cares? People always rip down nice people doing niceness because it makes them feel insecure about not doing nice things. Cyclists, especially noticeable in London, who apparently can't see the colour red and therefore try to cut through a mob of pedestrians crossing the road. It's true, I do think cyclists, I like the concept of cyclists because I think it's better for the environment, but I do think they tend to pick and choose which road rules apply, which can be annoying. So be predictable. Just be predictable. I feel like a cheerleader. Be predictable. I vote Conservative banner on my Facebook profile picture. To be honest, I don't like banners on Facebook. Anyway, Facebook in general is tell me you're an asshole. People who treat their waitresses and waiters badly at restaurants. I think this one's a really good one because I think there's like a quote that says you can see the true values of a person by the way they treat people below them. So if you're treating people below you, you're like a bad person because they can't get anything for you. Whereas if you treat someone above you nicely, it's because you want something for them. Therefore, an asshole. Agreed. People who walk through crowded areas listening to really loud music, not through headphones, but through a loudspeaker in their backpack. Agreed. I don't know why people do this. We have headphones. I can't fathom why people are walking around with loud music just playing. Like, we have headphones. Breathing out a massive cloud of strawberry or candy floss smelling toxic shit on a busy street with absolutely no consideration that someone else might not want their lungs want that aforementioned rubbish going into their or up their children's lungs. I don't mind a vape. I don't like vaping. I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke. However, I'd rather get a face full of vape smell like strawberries than tobacco smoke or marijuana. So I don't love either, but I'll take the pretty smelling vape. Not returning your shopping trolley. Agreed. Once again, just making someone else's day worse. Just be considerate. Restaurants that make delivery drivers stand outside in the rain while they wait for their order. I didn't know they did that. That's so sad. Once again, they're just trying to work. Why are people so mean? Reading the Daily Mail. Anyone who starts a sentence with, I tell it like it is, you're basically just an obnoxious, arrogant moron who thinks saying that gives you a green light to be offensive. Do one. They're the same people that aren't allowed to say anything controversial anymore because woke cancel culture and PC wankers. Funny how that hasn't actually shut them up though. I agree. I feel like telling it like it is just like, I don't care about your feelings, which is like, not nice. So like, I don't know, is that a controversial opinion? I don't know. Checking in at A&E on Facebook, bonus arsehole points for tagging your kids. And then they post the cryptic, don't ask what happened. I agree. It's clearly a cry for attention. Anyways, fun times. I think we'll leave it there. I think we've seen enough. I may have, if I say too many, I'll end up picking something that relates to us all and we'll all feel terrible by the end of this. So we'll stop there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed these Ask Reddit videos, I feel like they're a bit more conversational because it feels like you guys are talking back to me as well. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this. Remember to hit subscribe so I can see you next time because it helps. And